it's Cinnamon Cooney, your art Sherpa, coming to you live on YouTube to show you how you can paint the fantasy butterfly eye. On the mic today is my husband, John.
Hi, guys.
He runs all the cameras. We have a bunch of them around the studio, so you can see me mixing paint. You can see close-ups of how I'm getting the brushstroke done. So you're really right here in the studio with me as if we're having a workshop together and we're just hanging out and talking. Everyone who's come along today to chat in the live chat today, hi, guys. And if you are here painting along live, I know you can't chat, but I feel your energy, your spirits, your bubblies of I'm going to do it because I know I kind of cook along at a fast pace.
Mm-hmm.
So I always admire when people hang in and try to go for the live. I love that there's a little group now doing that.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, no, I'm live painting. I'm in with this.
Yeah.
So this, if you're brand new here, if you just wandered in because YouTube said this is live and you're like, the giraffe hasn't had a baby yet. And you just came in, I teach people how to paint. I teach brand new artists how to paint. I cover every step. This is called the Big Art Quest About Face. And this is an adventure, a journey into faces and portraiture for people who are new to art. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to have picture in picture.
Oh, yeah, we have it. I can push a button, I think.
You know what I forgot to bring over?
What did you forget to bring
canvas to paint on. They're all over
canvas?
there all over by my computer. I actually said to John, read my lips. Everything is at the easel today. So probably should not have done that. Oh, yeah, like me and being in the wrong chat room on our website for days thinking I'm alone. No one's here anymore.
She's all like, honey, I think that the website's not doing as well as you think it is. There's no one here. She's in a room all by herself.
This is a 9x12 pre-gessoed canvas board. So it's ready to paint. You don't need to do another thing to it. Over here on the materials, we have some interesting materials. We have some ultramarine blue. We have some titanium white paint. We have some phthalo blue, quinacridone magenta, and also I'm going to be using some just black paint today for a little bit of accent and tonality. And I do want two blues, so that's exciting to me. I think I have this thing where I've turned them for... I always forget that you have reoriented the camera. Water brushes for acrylic painting. And you know what, John? I realized that we're oriented for the other day when we were filming how to and how not to eye.
Oh, that's right. We come over there and we'll get some stuff.
We'll work it all out.
As you're over here and you're gonna put some wishes in there for us.
I am. I'm gonna put the wishes. I've only got really this space on the right side because the face is so light that my wishes are going to be over here, and I'm going to be putting them in with Crayola Kids Chalk that I've sharpened in a sharpener. Oh, hi, everybody. Okay. So, I don't mind this orientation if it helps it see the stuff on block, though. Over RoboCam. Are they?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. Whatever. All right, do you have any wishes for me today?
Oh, yes. Well, I was over there fixing a camera, so I would say I have to... let me look at my wishes just real quick. Oh, and we're going to start with a wish for health and surgery. We have a couple of surgery wishes here for ease of surgery and fast recovery for sure. Also, a wish for safe new places to move to. We have some folks that are looking for new places to move, and they're wanting to make sure that that's a.
I know I said some wishes to be able to draw the other eye.
Yes, there is. There's another one here for healthy allergies because it's
it's getting to be that season. Relief from allergies.
Mm-hmm. And a peaceful time with animals and pets.
Peaceful time with animals and pets.
There's some folks that have been having some rough times, with pet care, and so there's some there. And
I have one I saw that I really wanted to put in there. There is somebody in recovery in relationship to eating, and I wanted to put in that they would have just a beautiful relationship to food.
Yeah, there's a lot of them good ones coming in here. I wish for happy pregnancies.
All right, we're down to our last little wish space.
Yeah, squeeze that one in there. I think we got so many that are flooding in
All
here.
right.
Thank you, guys. We have lots from our light keepers.
We have a forum for wishes.
Yes.
That you can go and drop wishes in if you have a very specific wish, and we try to go through those and read those and catch those on the shows. We like to put those into the paint and send those into the universe because art is just about increasing the positivity in your outlook. I'm going to start sketching in the face here, and again, I'm going to use my purple sharpened kids chalk.
Yes.
Right? And so basically what I'm going to say is I've got this nice, beautiful, big forehead. And it rounds out, maybe even over just a smidge right here. Beautiful round forehead. Rounds out, dips in a little bit at the eye. And then, of course, as the cheekbone and face comes down, it's there. So we're going to just put that in. There's a traceable.
Oh,
if
good.
you're not into drawing, not only were there a bunch of drilled down drawing tutorials, but there is a traceable for this, because I think drawing is a cool skill, and I would like everybody to have it. I think this is over even a little bit. So I'm just putting in my nose over here so I understand the arc that I've got on my orbital cavity. Woohoo! So see, I'm putting in, what I know I have here is a socket. So there's a brow bone, and there's this whole thing that's happening here, and I've got this ball, and that's my eye, right? And so I just want to make sure that my lines are curved, thinking about those things, right? So I'm coming up my bridge of my nose. This isn't my final eyebrow space. I'm going to actually use the corner of my eye. I just kind of need to generally know where it is. So when I put in the corner of my eye, if you guys are watching makeup tutorials, you will remember that they line eyebrows up with the inside corner of an eye. And I'm going to curve my eye up and over.
Up and over.
Up and over like you do. And then she's going to come down. This is a very fantasy eye. And what makes it feel kind of more realistic is the structures we put in, like the tear duct, the reflections, the way we do the lid, and the lashes is what makes this eye feel more together. So, but while we're there, I'm going to do this, and then going to definitely sketch in a little of my iris that I'm going to be working out later. It's looking a bit over here, and so that will be expressed by my pupil focusing this direction, just a smidge.
A smidge.
And I want to make sure that it's going to be up in what is my eyeshadow, right? Because when the lid and the shadow and everything are down, I want to make sure I've got a nice shadow there. So once I have that in, I don't worry about putting in the lashes or the butterfly yet, because I've got to paint this background in. And the background is super fun. Squeezing out my ultramarine blue.
We have a full house. We have
Do we?
lots and lots of new people. We're already at 300 people here.
Are we Sherpa
We are,
already?
like,
Whenever
so
we're
many
300
people.
and we're ready to take on the Kodan Armada.
It is so fantastic when we get all our crew here. Thank you guys for all coming and hanging out with us. It's really nice to see everyone here again today. We're gonna do a little bit of our painting. What colors did you just put out there?
I'm gonna put my phthalo blue around for later. I'm doing my background, and my background is primarily quinacridone magenta, ultramarine blue, titanium white. I'm going to treat myself.
Treat yourself?
I'm going to treat myself to glazing liquid. So this is acrylic glazing liquid gloss. They redid the packaging recently, but that's what you're looking for. I'm going to get myself a nice number 10 bright.
A number 10.
So when you're trying to figure out on a brush, the numbers are here, the type of brush is here. When you're looking for acrylic brushes, right, you're looking for a fairly firm filament, right? So it has what's called authority, and you want a nice, short, sharp edge.
Now, I noticed that some folks were noticing that we have, in addition to hitting Sherpa, we've also got a little bit of chirping going on in the background.
Oh, sorry, guys.
We had some fresh crickets that came in for Blendy, and
Oh.
they're very happy crickets.
I don't want anyone to be like, I'm losing my mind. I hear crickets.
No.
This is YouTube, not TV, and
Yep.
that
Sometimes we get
means
crickets.
that we get this. One of the great joys is that when you mix quinacridone
Yeah.
with ultramarine, you get the best purples.
You do.
They're just the best purples. So once I have a purple I really like, I will wet my brush a little bit with glazing medium and come over and get a lot of white. A lot of white.
Lots of white.
And depending on if you have more quinacridone or more ultramarine, will make the purple bluer, cooler, or warmer.
Oh.
So there's a lot of playroom here. And I'm just going to enjoy painting that in. It's a lot of fun to do, to just paint it in. Are you trying to get rid of the crickets? Oh, not that we are going to do something terrible to the crickets. They're going to go be in Blendy's cage, which I'm sure in their mind is not a good moment.
It's like going and visiting a rancor beast.
It's a little bit like having a pet rancor, it is. Oh, speaking of, I have to say again, and I'm going to keep saying it, Rogue One has just reaffirmed my relationship to Lucas.
Yeah.
John fell asleep. Don't kick him out of the geek club, but he did. He's tired.
I was an active button pushing day.
It really was. I stayed up because I have to know. I just felt so satisfied and just wanted to go hug George Lucas. I don't know if he's going to feel that when we do the May 4th, May the 4th be with you paint. But I just was so happy with it.
Now you're just blocking that in, yeah?
Yeah. I'm just painting this in, and I'm letting my brush mix up slightly different purples, right? With a lot of white in it. It's very light, this background. And this against the phthalo blue creates such a pop, because the phthalo blue is such a warm blue comparatively.
So I just while we're out here, I want to make sure that you know. I mean, we are way over 300. I just wanted to celebrate with everybody.
I'm gonna come off this and dance.
Are you?
I'm ready to dance. I just got to get this. I'm blending right now.
All right. I just want to make sure you know.
This is the trick. I want to dance. Everybody dance for me.
What?
I could dance and paint. Has anyone seen that? Yeah, I can. When I'm feeling really cheeky at the easel and I'm like, y'all don't even know I can dance and paint.
Everyone just likes to celebrate the dance, so I just want to make sure I give everyone the high fives. And don't forget to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes if you're not up and dancing.
All right. So once I have a beautiful background in that I'm really happy with.
Now you just grabbed some white. Now it looks like you did some.
I did there was I'm trying to create a little bit of this bokeh blended blurred background that we're also into right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure it'll be the background of 2016, 2017. But it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's right now, and the white really helps me create that soft blendy. Mm-hmm. Isn't that beautiful?
That really is nice.
That's fun. Now let's dance.
Ooh, you're ready to just... There we go. There's the Sherpa dancing. So thank you guys for coming. Don't forget to join us on our website, TheArtSherpa.com, and of course, the Big Art
Get my
Quest.
sippy of my tiki cup. This is one of my most blessed cups in my house. I have one. I won it.
You won it.
Joe's Crab Shack.
You did for quarter tossing.
Yeah. See all that college paid off. I can toss a coin in a cup.
So thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us. Don't forget to join us on our website.
Skills you pick up.
Do all that stuff. You do all the social things. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I have to always get those plugs in. Otherwise, I forget later.
He's like, you're so crazy.
You are. I love it. That's what we're here for.
I'm going to get one of my number 8. See, this is a different type of brush. This is a Bristlon. This is a number 8. This is a Bright. Right? So still the filaments are short out from the ferrule. And they're so sharp on this. And it never, ever loses its edge.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to pull out just a little bit of my ultramarine blue because the face of this fantasy character is so light and cool. And I'm going to stay away from all those warm colors, but I don't want it to be pure white.
No.
I don't want that.
Can you push that forward just a
I can.
Now let me ask you something.
I will answer it as I paint.
With phthalo blue and magenta mud out?
I don't know which magenta you have. They can. If your phthalo and magenta should most times be fine, but there are a couple warmer magentas that can have an unfortunate experience with phthalo. But there are some that have a brilliant experience with phthalo.
Yes.
So you're really sort of down to, what you got going on. Gonna keep this in. I need her to be lighter than this, but right now I'm just getting my paint on my canvas. I want her to be lighter though. Because what would be light on her? Well, obviously the forehead that's closest to the light source. Unless the light source was here and then that changed that entirely. So I'm gonna just keep adding a little white to this and lighten this up. Because I want her to be very, very pale. If you get too dark in your mixture like I have, what you can do is you can let it dry and come back and blend over it. Don't even be stressed about it. Because right now you're just doing what's called blocking in or creating an underpainting. We didn't do a solid color on this, which is an acrylic ground. We're laying in fields of value. That's, grayscale stuff. Until we're we're done. And you can see I'm not being that stressed about it. I am kind of blending out my strokes. Blendy blend. I don't know if I'm leaning. I tend to lean to the side on John too much.
Sometimes I switch over to the other camera.
Do you? I don't want you to have to do that because the other camera's all whacked
No, it's fake. It's
for
pretty close.
views.
Well, we're gonna actually we're pretty good on both of them. We just the other one doesn't have the robotic zoom.
Doesn't have the robot. I think I need to go bigger on my eye, y'all.
I think. Oh, you could.
Yep. I think I got too small with my eye. How would I fix that? Now that I've sketched it in. I will re-sketch it in on paint.
Panic.
No, never panic. There's no time for panic, Mr. Cooney. There's none. See, because what I can do is I can be like, hey, you need to be a little bigger. And so I will make you bigger. Look at that. Don't even worry about it. A lot what happens is in acrylic painting, as things dry, you can just rethink things so easily. It's one of the attractive elements of the media. All the medias, all the different media, you can see I'm just a little bit of ultramarine blue into this. All the different medias, all the different types of art materials, each have a feature that makes them attractive, wonderful to use, and enjoyable to paint with. And then you just have to find your media that does the things that you enjoy in your creative space. I enjoy the very quick and immediate response of acrylic paint. And now that I have blending medium, ha ha ha, I don't even have to worry about that blending problem. All acrylic paint blends in basically 3 ways. Wet into wet, both parts of the paint are wet. This part of the paint is wet, this part of the paint is wet. I can blend this paint in. Dry brushing or glazing. And glazing, this glazing liquid I use, does 2 of those things. So I enjoy it very, very much. I'm kind of getting this in a little bit better now. You can see I'm catching the light values that I'm looking for pretty easily now. Making a nice rounded face. I will be getting a value study in a little bit more. I can add a little more of my ultramarine blue now because above the lid is so much darker. And that will help me also create a sense of space.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm going to love. But if you think about it, this is a forehead and shading down over that brow bone, there's going to be a shadow. That's why we did all those pencil tonal studies. If you look in the iCard, there's a whole bunch of how to draw eyes with a pencil. Did you guys see the do's and don'ts of drawing an eye from the side today, that video? That was such a good video. I was so excited to release that.
That was a fun one to do. That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. Going to do more of those. Those sort of short, quick explanations to just make this stuff simple and easy. That's the goal, right?
It is.
I'm going to take this dark value around this eye, and then I'm going to blend it very softly. If my paint were dry, it would not blend easily, but you can see how it's wet, and so therefore it does. And the light brush pressure allows me to really soften those edges and lines out. Oh, here we're going. I'm about to bokeh with my little pouncers. My favorite part of the painting.
You do. You like the little pouncy.
I'm sorry, guys. I really like the bokeh. I feel we all bought some pouncers, and so now I'm giving y'all a reason to use them. Scumblers, bokehs, and pouncers all need to have a reason in your toolbox, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're just blending that out. So see how we're just creating these fields that say this is darker, this is lighter, this is this. I'll work out this eye in a second. Pouncers. So I have a couple of sizes here. I want kind of like this is about 1.5 inches, and this is about 3/4 of an inch.
Yep.
And I'm going to pounce some of these little reflective bokeh dots in. I like the glazing liquid because it creates a softness on my sponge. The trick with these is rinse them out after you use them. Pull out some white. And when I load it, I'll pull my color out, and then I twist, I press and twist my pounce, see?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you can get it loaded. And I'm going to come around here. I'm going to press into the canvas, twist. Twist back if I need to. Then I'm going to layer it, twist. Come down here, that looks good. Twist. It's nice sometimes if the paint is sort of see-through because it gives that feeling of distant dots. But then it's also nice if they're solid, so you can always check your pouncer and be like, twisty, twisty, twisty on the pad. And just layer them up. If it wants to move. It says, no, I'm going places. I have dreams you don't know about. And I'm always just, anytime I do this, sometimes I like to go off the canvas a little bit to, you know, give it a little shape. You can come back with a little blue on there and even go over one that you pounce just to give it some dimensionality. See how that does?
Yeah.
It's real fun. Store these in water or rinse them out immediately.
What if you don't have a pouncer?
People have said cotton balls are great.
Mm-hmm.
People have created stencils. Those are like little cropped out holes that they can go through.
Any
You
sponge?
can. Let me get my wide brush.
Can you cut a sponge round?
No, you can do an even easier one than that. You can take a nice flat bright.
Yeah.
All right. And you can come and twirl it around a fulcrum.
Oh, yeah. So if you just need to make some round...
Brush stroke, see? So there's a bunch of ways of doing it. You're just telling a little story.
Ah, nice.
So I'm going to pull a little of my quinacridone on here and a little of my ultramarine into that. And come get some of my white on there. Come off to the side to do the twirly and make a different size. Some of these are going to disappear behind the butterfly wing. We don't mind that. That's okay. We're just trying to create an interest over here in this space to make it feel blurred and out of focus. Fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff. I'm going to sippy again. How you guys doing?
They're doing great. You know, there's a lot of folks out here that are just really enjoying doing this with us today. And I have to say, I've seen a lot of little brushes.
Hi, little brushes.
I have to go back and look at all of them. I know that Zoe was painting with us. I'm going to scroll back up here because I saw some little brushes earlier. Michael and Elizabeth. And
Michael and Elizabeth, how are you?
yeah. Ooh, and someone was asking about if you could use a cork.
Yeah.
For your pouncer.
You can stamp it.
Makeshift cork.
Somebody used a grape cut in half once.
They really like your necklace, by the way.
Thank you. It's Betsy Johnson.
They think it's pretty
Has
cool.
a matching bracelet.
Yeah.
It's on loan from the collection of Linda Cooney.
So what do we got going over there?
I'm going to start blocking in my eye
Yeah.
because that's the fun part, right?
Yep.
So the first part is, interestingly enough, I'm going to take a little of my ultramarine over to my quinacridone, and I'm going to make a very warm purple. See that there?
Yes.
Not a lot of paint out, do I? Barely any. This sort of like tinting.
Mm-hmm.
And come get some white, because I need it to be way more to the red than blue. So I'm looking for a specific little spot. And then I'm going to come in here and inside my eye, I'm going to paint this kind of red undertone. Grab some white right there. Don't be too precious about your sketch.
Mm-hmm.
You know that things are going to paint, they're going to move, stuff's going to happen. You're telling a story here. Your sketch just helps you keep from getting lost on the canvas. And hopefully you're going to have some wonderful accidental moments. You're going to have some discovery moments. You know, so just try not to worry about the little stuff too much. The first job is just to say, hey, I got an eye. I got an eye.
I've got my eye on you.
Now is a good time to put out your phthalo, because it is the playing against the two blues that really created a lot of the drama in this painting. And people think to themselves, why do I need 2 blues? Well, this painting answers that question.
Why do you need 2 blues?
I do need 2 blues because the coolness and the warmth of the blue creates lots of pops and pulls the way that that blue wing just pops. Pops. Off the canvas. See how it's just different?
Yes.
I mean, this is just different than the ultramarine. They're not the same.
What are you doing here?
I'm just rinsing it out. I have too much ultramarine on
Too
there.
much.
And I didn't want to. I was just trying to show you that they're different blues.
Ah.
I wasn't trying to actually get it on there because this eye is a lot of ultramarine phthalo. So I have a lot of white and a little phthalo, and I'm just going to paint in this iris and get it placed where I feel like I might want it.
Anu loves these color combinations.
Who does?
Anu.
Anu, I'm glad you love it.
Yeah.
I too also love it.
I think they're great.
This is going to be a very emotional belief face kind of eye. So the trick with faces and portraitures is there's these sort of like fantasy faces that are based in foundational face structure, but do things that faces maybe might not realistically do. Kind of like Barbie. That's not, other than that one lady from the Ukraine or Russia, wherever she's from, who looks like Barbie and had all that work done. Or maybe she didn't have, I don't actually know that much about it, so I'm not going to speak on it. I'm just going to say there's a real person that kind of looks like Barbie. She's got a YouTube channel. I'm not starting nothing. I'm afraid of that ever happening. That's some scary biz, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, man, there's so many folks here painting with us. Eyes. There's lots of eye puns happening, too.
Oh, I love all the eye puns.
Yes.
Keep those coming. That's been great in the Big Art Quest.
Well, there's even eye emojis.
I'm increasing the size of my iris because in my reference painting, that's what it was. I'm having some flow problems. I'm going to grab some glazing medium. I could have also grabbed water.
Now, what does the glazing medium do for you here?
Right now, it's helping the paint flow smoothly off my brush onto my canvas. Not glazing, but I am blending. And I just need this sort of blocked in. And I will probably trim it back at some point. It got quite big. That's cool.
Big eyes.
It's a big eye. I want big eye. So my predilection for doing bigger eyes, actually, it turns out it's got a thing. It means I have a very distorted view of reality. Considering I still slightly believe in unicorns, I'm like, cool. I don't take that personally.
There's still the inkling of hope that if you're walking alone in the woods that you could spot one.
Yeah, no, I totally have hope. It's not even an inkling. It's like if you would just go and let me walk in the woods alone, for sure. For sure. You've been holding me back, Mr. Cooney. Sorry. Unicorn belief. So I'm just coming back with the lighter color, and I'm just trimming up around this space. Just making sure I'm happy with how I've spaced this out. Right? I'm just happy with it. I'm just thinking about it. And I probably will trim up. It doesn't feel like as round as I might like, so I might come in here and I might trim up just a little bit. For some of you, I was noticing that round was really not your friend. As somebody who struggles to round, just so you know, using a guide and tracing is nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just find something that's about the size, go around it and be like, done! Not stressed out anymore. So you can see we're kind of laying in here.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to kind of lay in the wing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which is a little of my quinacridone, a little of my ultramarine. Quite dark, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to add my phthalo. And it makes almost a chromatic black. Yes, I'm going to come back with an actual black, but I lay in the wing with this color.
Cool.
I'm going to make sure this is dry, though.
Oh, yeah. Should be fast at this. Just going to dry all that off. And I'll say thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. You know we love to see you all out here. Don't forget to do all of the social media things where you like, comment, subscribe, share. You know, help us get all that stuff out there for all the world to see. And come by and hang out with us at TheArtSherpa.com. Don't forget at /BAQ you can find all that fun stuff where you can find the traceables and additional questing stuff where she puts up little mini adventures for you guys to do. And there's really a whole lot of resources out there on the big Art Quest pages for each one of these. So do go out there and jump out and check those things out. and share your stuff with us. You know, that's the big thing is I love seeing all the eyes. All these eyes out here in social media. It's been pretty fantastic over the past couple of days to see all the new artwork and everyone talking about how much they've been improving. So,
What's that little thing there?
You have paint.
You know what? And I didn't think about what this hairstyle might look like from the back. Now I'm having kind of a panic attack.
No, it's all cute. Everyone they were asking where you got your hat. They thought the hat was cute.
I made my hat.
They were like it very
The base
much.
came from Target.
Yes.
Le Target.
Le Target.
I wonder if I'm the only one who does that. I hope not. So I'm going to put in my wing. And my wing, I'm going to come from the corner of this eye here, right? And I'm going to bring it up, up, up. I'm going to arc this up. This, by the way, is going to work on just butterfly wings in general that you might want in your life. Like you might, spring and all. Curve this around. See this little curve right here?
Mm-hmm.
Come back, arc back. And I'm going to pull this out here. So see, I'm getting a little wing shape. If you need to delicately put it there, that's okay. Add a little water for flow. I need good flow. The paint must flow.
Yes.
Kind of not the same. In Arrakis. I say random things. If you're brand new here, guess what? I read a lot of books. I watch a lot of TV. I was kind of a dork growing up, so stuff happens. Speaking of Samurai Jack, let's make that happen. Who's loving the reboot?
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. The show is so pretty. With the, I just been watching every scene just like on the edge of my seat.
Now, Donna was asking, could you sketch in your wing with chalk beforehand?
You totally can.
So
I'm just a rebel.
You're just a rebel?
I'm just a rebel.
You like to block the camera with your hat?
Am I right now?
Not anymore.
That's a comfortable. I got to work that out because it's such a comfortable way for me to rest.
Oh, I don't mind. I think what it is we just got to play with more camera angles.
Okay.
Although there was a question, when you're sharpening the chalk in your in your sharpener, can it damage the sharpener?
I think it does probably damage the sharpener.
It probably dulls it faster.
I think so. It does. It dulls it faster, and your chalk can break off and get stuck in there, and you got to go dig it out. Not with your fingers, please.
No, don't do that.
But you know.
Yes.
With like a tool. Use a tool. Be a good monkey and use a tool.
Debbie says, I have 316 brushes and I can't find my number 6 bright.
I so feel your pain. That happens to me. I can't find my number 6 bright.
So he's like, what is Samurai Jack?
This is a number 4 bright that I'm painting.
You're using a number 4?
Yep.
Samurai Jack's a cartoon.
Yeah, it came out a bit ago, and it was the most beautiful conceptual cartoon, and I was really into, you guys, those who have been here a while are like, oh yeah, her cartoons. So I was really into it, and it ended, and then really at season 4, and it kind of left us hanging. He was still trapped back in time, and Aku was still winning. It was like a whole thing. So they brought it back. I'm curving this line out, down. I'm going to take it right off the canvas. I'm going to sliver it up and do a little curve like this. Sliver it up and do another little curve like this. And then I'm going to curve it out like this. And you know what I'm seeing? I have to bring that wing down.
Oh. Now, we talk about Samurai Jack and things like that because they're artistically really beautiful.
Beautiful.
And they are, you know, while it may be a little strange when you go and look at the artwork in it and the style, it's really quite nice. So
like the lighting, lighting in the forest, and some of the color palettes are incredible. That particular series won a bunch of awards for its art and the story.
That's why you'll see us talking about those kinds of interesting things.
I just would like to say that I was teased by my family for watching cartoons growing up, and now it's like a totally legit thing to do. Just saying.
There's entire networks dedicated to it.
Right? I called it. I told my parents, this is real. This is real entertainment.
So I ran away from the physics department to make video games. So it was like, they kind of knew what we were doing.
Yeah, I think so. So see, I have that in. I'm happy with that now. And that's what you're looking for, is you're just looking for a pleasant shape that makes you happy.
A nice little butterfly wing.
rinsing this out. This is a painting for which getting clean water, see how this water has gotten kind of dirty?
Oh, yeah.
Even though we're all in harmonies, I'm still going to change out my water a bit more than I usually would.
See, clean water.
A bit more than I usually would. Too clean.
Too clean.
Too clean. Too clean or not to clean? That is not the question, because definitely not to clean. That's not happening. I'm going to grab another number 6 bright and work some stuff.
That's some technical terms there. What stuff are you going to work on?
I'm going to work the shading and values around my eye.
Ah. I should probably have RoboCam
I should take
over
my
there.
dark color that I've delicately mixed over here. And I'm going to come on the edge of this eye. And I'm going to arc my line.
You're just sort of reshaping it there, aren't you?
I am. I'm following my reference photo here. I'm arcing it down. And now I'm happy with that.
Ah.
I work my stuff. A good way to check what you've got going and be in a good space to make adjustments
Mm-hmm.
is to take a picture with your phone and see what's jumping out at you.
Oh, that is a good thing.
You know, that is a good way to do it. Now I'm going to get some glazing medium. And I'm going to come under my eye. Very lightly put this here. Because this is going to be blended, blended, blended. So many blends. But we're not going to go like the first Belief face where she was like really tired and upset.
Hmm.
That happens, you know? I'm going to pull a lot of white. And some glazing medium. One of the things that will be happening to me, see how I'm blending this edge here
I do.
and softening
Your
it?
quail feather, your little quail feather in your hat every once in a while comes over and teases me.
On which side?
It's on your one right there. It's okay. It's just
I'm
just
wiping
ever
off my
so
brush
slightly
because I have
teasing
too
me.
much pigment.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come back with my white and blend it. This is a thing that I'll do. I'll be like, oh, I have too much pigment.
Now, Ethel was thinking about doing this on a really, really big canvas.
Oh, it'd be so stunning on a big canvas.
Yeah.
John will tell you, organically in my art studio, I'm just blending here, will paint large
Yes. You
on
like.
my own. And, I mean, John's in here, not like alone in the studio. But, you know, here where we're teaching and I'm trying to cover some complicated subject matter, I might be inclined to not. So I'm going to paint back in my lid up here.
Now, while you're doing that, can you show us which one of these is the glazing liquid and why you're using it?
Yes, this one right here.
Well, yeah. Where is it at?
Glazing liquid is right here.
Okay. And what?
Acrylic glazing liquid gloss. This slows the drying time down of my paint, extends how long they stay wet, and I can glaze with it.
Gotcha.
So one of my favorite products that slows down the drying time is Grumbacher Retarder.
Mm-hmm.
Does a fantastic job of slowing down my drying time. But I can't glaze with it, which means a transparent thin coat like that. So it takes one of my tools for working my paint away.
Ah.
And this one gives me 2 tools. And 2 tools is better than 1 tool.
I can
So I'm
see.
going to just start laying this in. I'm going to have to refine this little line here in a minute. But I'm just starting to put this in. There's a lot in these sort of faces and portraits. There's just a lot of layers and blending. And that's what people get in there and they're like, well, you know, I've been doing this for a few hours. How am I not done? And you're like, well, good news, bad news. Good news is you're doing a great job. Bad news is you'll be doing it longer.
We have
I have
people
mixed
doing
some
this.
purple there. I took a little of my quinacridone, a little of my ultramarine. I'm mixing the top of the lid shade. See? I'm just going to paint this.
Just painted.
Yeah, blocking. I'm still blocking, believe it or not. I'm still refining and deciding what I'm doing. I'm going to take some of I've wiped my brush. I didn't rinse it. I'm going to get some of my dark purple. And I'm going to come in the crease here and just line in where I think that's going to be. Approximate that. Now, you can wipe off your brush, offload, and start blending the brow bone if you want. Just
Wow.
relax into it. You're
We
just
have-
working it for a while.
We have folks from all over the world that have been painting with us.
Where is everybody
I
from?
see
I'm gonna get some phthalo blue.
Romania, and I saw Nova Scotia, and South Africa, and I saw Sweden,
I'm gonna
and,
extend this here
of course-
past the tear duct just a titch.
England and Australia.
I may come back with a little brush and adjust that. I don't like that line, Mr. Cooney.
Oh, well, you can change it.
So I have grabbed a number 0. Sometimes when I'm having a fussy bit,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I'm having right now, I come back with a small brush and I say, no, I want you like this. You will listen to me, whether you think you will or not. There's no choice but to do what I say. I'm kind of trying to define my little tear duct here.
Mm-hmm.
These things are important to me. I'm going to go back into my whole face and rest myself from my fussy bits here for a minute.
Oh, wow. We have so many people. Now we have Ethel's Antarctica.
Is somebody really
Cornwall.
from Antarctica?
No, she's giving me a hard time. But we have, we have a lot of really interesting ones. San Diego, Lubbock, Oregon,
I'm from
Alabama,
San Diego.
Ontario. Oh, man.
Ontario.
Virginia, Spring Hill, Florida, Seattle, Tennessee.
We are
Lots of Canadians.
all the Canadians. Love my Canadians.
Lots of folks from Alabama, South Carolina.
See, everybody, you got to know, be like, hey, Tim Hortons.
Yeah. Kansas City. Oh, hey, guys.
Hey, Kansas City.
I have a lot of family
You
up
have
there.
pretty fall.
Yes. They have all seasons.
We have seasons.
Kansas City does get all the seasons.
The seasons. So you can see I'm just lightening and blending this face.
They also have the Chiefs.
So many of you were struggling with the blending, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for sure, the glazing medium helps me, guys. It really does. For sure, it helps, it helps, it helps. It made it much easier for me in my journey. I'm just pulling this down. I'm just making sure that that's a very smooth area. There's always going to be somebody who's like, what do I do with glazing medium? I don't know what I did before glazing medium. I'm not messing with people. I don't want people just to buy products to buy products. That is not my deal at all. I'm going to come under here and really... See, I was just grabbing that white there. Just blending under here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna use a lot of white. But I've got a tint, a dusting of pigment on it. It's a dusting. Where I'm going over color that's already dry, I soften my brush stroke. In other words, the pressure, the connect pressure from my arm into the canvas will soften. See, if I were to press really hard, look what happens here.
Oh,
Not only am I damaging my brush doing this, right? But look what I'm doing to yeah, it's too much.
You don't want to push that hard.
Don't push that hard. Your brush should not be making you press in that hard. The only time you should be pressing or going against the nature of your brush is for a scumble. The idea of the tool is it's preventing that kind of craziness. That's what the tool's for.
It's true.
I'm going to just dust my brush with color. Dust it. I'm going to get some glaze because I want it to offload beautifully. Kind of just curving in my nose line here. Don't want to tell the whole story. The more story I tell, the more I've got to really go into it. And I don't feel like getting in it. The whole story. I'm grabbing some of the purple that I had over there. And I'm just going to make sure that I am defining the shadow. It's fun for me to do. And blending this out. Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
What I feel like makes this a really fun painting is the blending. And the soft values. With the pop of intensity at the wing. The wing is actually my favorite part of the whole painting.
I like it. I like the soft blend you put in there.
I'm going to get a little of my pink. Notice I'm not even rinsing my brush. I'm on a number 8 bright here.
Now, why don't you rinse the brush out?
Because this is okay. So what I have here
Uh-huh.
is the ultramarine is almost the mother color. It's the color that is almost throughout the entire painting. Then also the quinacridone, and then the phthalo is the pop. That's the surprise that you get.
Ah.
So when I put a little bit, if this ultramarine is sort of in everything, and then I have an area that has phthalo, wow, it shows even though they're both blue. And you want that. You want that so much. Do you want it? Yes, you do.
That's very interesting. Sue is just saying
Hi,
that
Sue.
she says, happy birthday to Vincent van Gogh, who was born March 30th, 1853.
Aw, Vincent, we love you. Hope you're so happy where you are.
Yeah.
I know they get you where you are. I know they get you.
All hanging out in some
You know,
happy
you
little clouds.
know Vincent and Bob are like
They're-
besties. Right? Just going, do art for good reasons. What on earth is going on down there?
Mm-hmm.
They're hanging with us right now, I'm sure, because we mentioned them. They're probably hanging out with us going, that's right. These are the right reasons to paint, because you
Yes.
should. Because it makes you happy. What on earth?
Yes.
No other reason to paint. If it makes you happy.
Unless you want to change the color of something, and then you can paint it too.
But that's still painting.
That's it's a
So
legitimate
I
reason.
just really dusted my ultramarine, and I'm coming over here, and notice look at the softness of this blend right here. I just love it. Everything here is the softness of the blend. I am hearing in the Big Art Quest group a lot of frustration at eyebrows.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry this isn't a speed paint. I am doing this really fast for this type of painting. I hope everybody's okay on some of these slowed down days.
Yeah.
Slowed down day is a very good day.
It's a down pace day.
It's a down pace day. When we do, there's some very complicated faces that I'm wanting to get into. Some really stunning bits of art that I think you guys could create with enough support. And so if we can have these slightly longer paint days, I can really take us to some amazing art places together.
Oh, yeah.
So see how I'm creating that sort of value there?
I do.
It's so subtle, but I never know what the camera can see versus what my eye can see. I'm going to get my little brushes out.
We're pretty close today. We're doing pretty good, I think.
Are we doing pretty good?
Yeah.
I'm going to get, now this is one of my faves. This is a number 2 bright. I will use the number 0s and then also sometimes get into these economical shaders
Yeah.
for detail work. But I'm going to get in here with my number here, and I'm going to be like, you know what this needs to be?
What are we
It
working
needs
on
to
in
be phthalo blue and white. It just needs to. We're going to just work this eye, this inner eye space. Oh, it's so good. If you do makeup or you watch makeup tutorials, painting eyes is a real joy because you get a lot of ideas about the kind of fanciful things that you might be able to do in that space. I think that is a really cool bunch of artists
Now,
to pay attention to.
let's see here. There's a really good
Added a
question.
lot more white to that last mixture. I'm keeping this dark line right here. I'm paying attention to my crease. Right? Come out here. I'm going to offload. I'm going to get a lot of white. And I want to come right here on the inside with my phthalo. Just lighten that up. See that?
Yeah. Now,
And then on the inside crease. Sorry.
no. I'm
just into it.
No, you keep going.
I'm just fading that down. I'm not trying to talk over you, babe. I love you.
Oh, no, we're doing fine. I'm going to just squeeze in questions as we go.
Yes, do that.
So Joan was asking, what is scumbling?
Scumbling is when you have a very dry brush, often with a stiff filament, that you do kind of like this sort of scratching rough treatment over the canvas where just the surface of the canvas picks up a dusting of paint.
Ah.
And it is one of my favorite things to do. Not good for brushes. I really like to have specific brushes for a good scumble. Scumble in the jungle. Sorry.
But we're not really using that technique here.
No. We'll do a little dry brushing over the wing.
Gotcha.
I am defining this crease. Just a little bit. Just a little bit am I defining this crease. I like it, so I've got to define it. I'm going to grab some glazing medium. Come above it and blend that out softly. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Just a subtleness. Subtleness is good. Subtleness is good. Maybe a little more magenta on here. Oh, nice, 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 nice. They come above with this magenta, this pinkness. I'm using the glazing medium, and that's how I'm able to blend over dry paint. Once the paint is dry, then my blend is a glaze. That's a transparent coat of paint. Or I can dry brush. Like, see here, it's just going over the top? That's another way of visually blending. These are all good ways of visually blending. Enjoy them. I am.
Yes. I'm enjoying them too.
It's just fun to do this. Just relaxing. Just enjoyable. All right. Oh, hey.
Okay.
I'm going to make some under eye purples.
This is almost like a makeup tutorial.
This is a bit of a makeup tutorial. If you've been having some trouble with your makeup, we're clearing up some stuff now, aren't we?
So Steve from
I'm coming
Steve
under here with
French,
this magenta.
he thinks it looks reminds him of David Bowie.
Oh, I bet David Bowie would have liked this.
Yeah.
Probably also hanging out with Bob Ross and Vincent Van Gogh right now.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, good job, Sherpettes. Good blending. Just creating that little space. Like you do. Now I'm going to get that really tiny brush I showed you earlier. See the small one right here?
Yep.
And I'm going to come here and I'm going to get a little of my magenta and a little white. Make sure it's flowing. And I'm going to come on the inside lid and I'm going to make an inside lid. So the lids around eyeballs, and I talked about this in those sketching videos, are not paper thin. They have a thickness, and it's important in art that we represent that thickness. Right. So on this eye, I have to make sure that I'm showing that. And then also I need to start showing the tear duct, which is right here. Let's put that tear duct in with this nice pink color.
I need to move our camera back over next time.
Why? What's up?
Oh, I think that the feather is just taunting us too much today.
I can change hats.
Oh no, it's okay. We're actually okay. It's just border. It's just gotten close to being.
You know what? But see, everyone who loves me will leave it alone. But it's the new person that wanders in who's like, "This buffoon of a woman."
Why is she wearing a hat?
Then I gotta sit there and deal with that comment. I'm sorry. You feel I'm a buffoon?
We like hats.
Only this was full of other YouTube tutorials you could also watch. But clearly I'm the only one on the whole of the internet. That would be so much pressure. I mean, I'm glad that a lot of people like me, but I'm glad they got choice.
Yes.
They need it.
That's neat. So you're just adding a little bit of shading there with your makeup.
I'm just bringing this darker purple in. I'm just talking to my eye. Talk to your eyes.
Oh, now they think you should be definitely doing a painting of David Bowie.
I should what?
You should do a painting of David Bowie.
Okay, well, see, now that we're in an about-face quest, I can.
You certainly could, yeah.
Right? Now it's possible. I'm going to get a little of my phthalo blue, and you're thinking, how long can I mess with this eye? Really long time, guys. If you want it to look cool, plan to put some time into it. There's some painting that's 10 minutes, and I love doing our 10-minute paintings, and you can get a great painting in 10. And then some paintings just take a few. And that's okay. Don't be sad, don't be mad, it's okay. Sorry, I'm so my daughter Luna, aren't I? Do you ever think that? You just think, that's where she got it?
She's just a little singer.
I'm living in my own opera. I'm not saying it's in tune, and I'm not saying it's like Les Mis. I'm just saying I'm living in it.
Yeah, it's a rock opera.
I totally got where the show Glee came from. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's how I thought. Through like everything I did had a soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going through my life with my own soundtrack. I'm liking that. Feeling okay about that.
Yeah.
Yes. So now I got to get inside here.
In there?
In there.
What's in there?
Eyeballs and stuff. I'm going to put out some black.
Okay.
Fluid blacks are nice blacks. So I'm going to sketch this in right now with my dark purple that I like to make, which is my ultramarine, my quinacridone, and my phthalo. That's all 3 colors.
Yes.
Right. When I have that mixed, I'm going to come from about where the tear duct starts. I'm going to curve. Ever notice how I use my wrist as a fulcrum? Curve my wrist to have a sliver. It starts at a sliver. It's going to get wider as it comes to the corner of the eye. This is a shadow. Because the lids and the lashes and the lighting will create a shadow under eye. So go ahead. I'm going to use my glazing medium to blend it and create that first layer of shadow.
Ooh.
Ooh. And move anything so people, I really want everyone to be able to see. So you've got to move me or move the easel. I'm okay for readjust. I'm on your team. I'm on the Sherpette's team. So I'm just trying to create that first value. See how the glaze gives me a nice little... Now I can come and grab a little of my black here. Go ahead and put in my eye. Just twisting it out.
Iris.
My iris.
The pupil, I guess how it is. It's
Pupil.
a pupil. The iris
this is the iris. There's
that's
the
the
pupil. But now I know where it is, and I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yep. I love painting this face so much. Now I'm going to work out a little bit around there. So I'm going to get a little of this dark color that I made, dusted on the edge of this little detail brush. I'm going to see this teeny tiny little shadow I'm popping here? And then I'm going to come here, and there's another little one here. Get glaze if you need it, man. Right? Because you've got to, it is in the highlights and the lowlights that this all comes together. I love it when a plan comes together. Now another place that I really, really, really want to have like a little coming in shadow along the eye line is where the lid meets the eyeball.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just a little bit of one. I like doing eyeballs. I hope everybody likes doing these with me because I really enjoy doing them and I want to do more. I'm curving a bit of a shadow up here too. Because I know how much shadow is going to be over here. Getting my other little brush out. Little my magenta. Lots white. Coming here. Just blending these out. Come right here with this lighter color right to the round of the eye. See, I'm creating like a highlight.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit in the round of the eye. You know, can also a little bit right here. Okay, not a lot, just something. To say, hey, that's happening. Let's make this awesome, awesome eye. This eye is so interesting because it was so light. So I'm going to get a little of my phthalo blue.
All right. What size canvas are you working on here?
9 by 12 because we had a lot of layers and there was a lot of values. I'm going to lighten this down here because this eye was super light. And I felt like we could cover a lot of those value changes and how many layers are actually involved and all that to this type of thing. In this type of fantasy paint. Super easily together. And that, you know, no matter where you were in your level of painting, this type of project's going to be satisfying.
Yeah.
And that's important. So just really, really light right here. Maybe a little more. I'm just going to be constantly coming between the values, my darker values and my lighter values. Somehow I'm going to take this up here a bit into the shadow. But you can see now it's a dry brushing blend. I'm going to curve this down here. Just loving it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Come over here. Same thing. Dry brushing blend. Just a titch at the bottom. Softly expressed down here. Softly expressed. Blended here. Blended there. And we will be alternating between the ultramarine. You can see how I get the glazing medium and how it's very different than the dry brushing. How they affect each other differently. So let's get some of this ultramarine in here, man. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's put some of that in.
This is going really quickly.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we were just going super slow for everybody.
No, this is actually this has been cruising right along. We got almost we've been over 400 people already.
Oh,
We've been
you guys
right
are
under 400
incredible.
people.
I'm going to give you so many face journeys and so many adventures now.
We've got over 300 likes on the show already.
Thank you.
So thank you guys. Just always wanted to say thank you guys. Really appreciate all the love you guys share with us. It's always so appreciated. And I know
So appreciated.
Cinnamon doesn't get a chance to see that stuff out here, so I like to just let her know.
You have no idea what's going on in chat.
No
It's
idea.
mayhem.
No, everyone's actually having a really good time. They were asking about what the what the size was for this. They were talking about
Back into my phthalo blue again.
that
My
everyone
white.
would really like to see the Bowie, a Bowie tribute. They thought that would be really good.
You know, when we get to the portrait, so if you guys will go through all these little fantasy believe faces, okay? Because we've got to cover age, we've got to cover diversity, we've got to cover gender, and how these features differentiate. When we get real comfortable with all of it, and we get into the get real segment of it,
Yeah.
we'll do a realistic David Bowie tribute portrait.
That'd be awesome.
Which I was told not to promise any promises. Gosh darn it. Somewhere a community manager just screamed into the night. Ding! Why do I do those things? It's because I'm a giver.
It is.
I know that if you guys just have the art education, you guys will go get the art materials and be all good.
And just do
See
stuff.
how I'm doing this like little sort of streaking that shows. If you guys watched Westworld and you remember that entry, dude, I love that. Anyways, that was an eye, not a landscape, and they were showing how the eye, the structure of an eye actually looks like this cool landscape.
Yeah.
It was a really cool play on things. We're doing a little bit of that thinking here.
Yeah.
A little bit of it here.
Little construction.
Now, my iris isn't rounded enough, so I'm going to just actually grab some black paint and round it out. Adjustments, y'all.
Adjustments.
Adjustments, y'all. Feeling kind of good, Just play with stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to take my black that's still on here, and I'm going to get my red. I'm making this sort of grade purple. And I'm going to come in here again, making this even darker value. See that? Making this even darker value under the lid. This shadow. The shadow. It's not the last shadow. I just like to create these variant shadows because what it does is it helps me create the depth that I'm looking to do. Now this dark color right here,
Yes.
take it kind of around the corner, and you can even dust it like smudgy mascara right here. It's weird, but I do it. That's how I did this.
That's how you did it?
That's how I did it. I went smudgy, smudgy, smudgy.
You just did a...
What can I do? Now, a weird thing you can do,
What can you do?
grab a little of your white, and right here, dry brush
Oh.
a bit of a soft, man, you want a lot of that black to show through. Don't lose the black underneath. You're making a soft, dull reflection so that the highlight reflection stands out.
I see.
See how I've just like a pastel blended that little sucker out? Yeah, I'm not playing. Take that eye. Take it. So, eyebrows, my friends. Eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Where's an eyebrow? Makeup people will tell you that when you're doing your eyebrows that you should line them up with the tear duct of your eye. I feel that it's a good idea to listen to makeup people about where the eyebrows should go. And so I do. Not that, Frida's eyebrows went somewhere else, right? Frida Kahlo,
Yeah.
the artist, that was like famous that she was like, no, I'll put my eyebrows where they grow naturally. So here's what I'm going to do. The brush strokes here are going to be a little random. They're going to be soft. They're going to be longer. And then as it comes up over the arch, they're going to start to follow the directionality of the arch and taper out. Eyebrows take a minute, guys. Be easy with yourselves. You will eventually get it. Sometimes I like to flare them down. I look at people's eyebrows in restaurants, and it makes them very uncomfortable to just stare. Because you know when someone's just like really staring down, like hardcore staring down your eyebrows, you can feel it because it's like a place they're not looking normally.
They can't tell you're looking at their eyebrows from across the room. It just looks like
no,
you're
they do. They just know
down.
something's wrong. I'm not quite looking in their eye. I'm not smiling. I'm just staring.
You're just like...
And it's not across the room. I got to be able to see them, so it's usually the person who's closest to me.
And it's generally like at a Luby's that you're doing it.
Oh, I'm a problem. I'm surprised John still eats out with me. We can't watch a show or see a screensaver without me
now
going,
your hack
that's beautiful.
There you go.
See, this is not the whole eyebrow. This is the shadow of the eyebrow.
Shadow.
You didn't even know that's
eyebrow.
what I was doing with you, did you?
You're just messing with us?
You didn't know? But that's what I was doing. That's what it was. I'm going to let all this have a rest for a minute. Okay?
Why are you resting it?
Because I'm going to get out my number 2.
Number 2.
My number 2. And I'm going to get some of my phthalo blue and a little white in the night and start painting in my beautiful butterfly wing. So when I do this, the first shape I'm looking for is the patterns. And so I'm going to curve up my first pattern block, which goes up, comes out, and down. 2, 2, 2, 2. And I dry brush this. See, this is what gives that, and it's the layering of the dry brushing that gives it that butterfly wing texture. Just saying. Now down here there's a little friend that's a little bit shorter. And this way I don't make one of these too big. It just helps me with the pattern. Look. See, it already is starting to look like a butterfly wing. It's so crazy how fast it works. Makes me love arting. Right here in this curve is this blue dusting highlight. Look, dry brushing.
Oh, yeah.
Very rough. Very, very rough. Okay. Little darker blue. You're loving it. Come up here. A little bit here. Blocks out into a segment. Look at pictures of butterfly wings. There's a little triangle right here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then what else is there? Oh, yeah, there's another little triangle piece right here. Butterfly wing segments have these weird patterns, and you just kind of observe them. Got one right here. And then there's this little bit that comes down like this. And whoops, don't even worry that I picked that up. It's not even a thing. And I'm going to come and make a little curved one right here. These are going to continue to get highlights. And then I'm going to come in with black and a little white lining, and it's going to make this wing sing. Sing. I love this part. I need to tip this on my side so I can see what the heck I did the first time. So, come down here. This first segment gets this brushing of blue. That's all it needs. Brushing in blue. And then we'll be putting a shadow there for sure. See how that just started to make that wing happen?
Yeah.
Now my paint is drying really fast because I'm dry brushing. So I'm going to get some much lighter blue. And I'm going to dust. Like that. a little of the shimmer reflection on the wing. How blue does that feel?
Wow. It looks really cool.
Right? It is the best way. A lot of people would want to get iridescent medium to get this effect. And you can at some point add some iridescent to the paint. But the look you're getting for is about how light is reflecting on these little reflectors on the wing. So unless you capture that, you're not going to get that feeling. You got to capture it.
Yeah.
It's like a Calvin Klein ad. Capture it. And then we come around the front. Dry, 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 dry. Right here, maybe some. Dry, 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 dry. Come back if you think this needs a highlight. You can put a highlight there. You can just dance.
How difficult do you think this painting is?
I think that portraiture, let's put all the portraits in 3 hoots, simply because there's a lot to overcome for most artists. I think if people were left alone, I was talking about this morning with you and Lisa, I think if people had been left alone in school to just continue drawing as they saw fit, and it was, valued as a thing the way math is valued, most people would have a believe face that they would have gotten to organically on their own, right? So that when they went to school and somebody was to say, we're going to look at a live model now and draw what we see, it wouldn't be such a big leap.
Right.
But most people lose connection to art around 2nd grade, in my experience.
Yeah.
I don't have like a factual study on that. That's just something I feel. But I've noticed this, that the connection to art gets taken away. And so you've got to go back and rebuild it.
Mm.
And all these exercises and all these projects really are about just rebuilding what people would organically have on their own.
On their own.
Guess what I get to do now?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to get my black.
You put some eyelashes in?
No, I still have wing to do.
Oh, it's a wing lining?
I'm going to come on the outside of the wing with this bright black.
You're going to accent that wing with some
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, but it's not between... I'm going to be very careful, right? I don't want to take out all the blue that I have, so this is also a bit dry brushed. Yes, I want that value. Yes, I want that expression. But I don't want to lose the purple undervalue in the wing. See how I'm going? So like right here, it's going to be quite dark. I just dry brushed right here. So there's a lot of value. Isn't that nice? That depth makes a difference. Come and clean up the edges. Pop in. Pop, 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 pop. I am Poppy. Okay, coming here. 2 people in the room just freaked out. Maybe not. Maybe not with this crowd. Maybe it was just me. I'm going to come down here.
My tea cup is empty.
Is your teacup
My
empty? My water
is
cup is still
empty.
full, and I'm wishing I had coffee.
Me
I'm making this little shadow here. I'll come back when I do my white lining and add the white lining to pop the wing.
Now, what black did you use there?
This is a fluid Mars black.
Okay.
So now I'm going to come right underneath my eyelid with my tiny, tiny brush. Right, this little tiny, tiny brush. Pressing harder, thickening out that line as I come around that corner. Like you do. Like you do, John.
Like you do.
Like you do. Thickening down. Laying the foundation. I'm going to come under this little eye, too. I'm going to get some glazing medium so I can blend it out. Like you do.
Like you do.
I'm going to come under my lower lid. I still want to leave that there. That's still an important part of the composition. Blend that a little bit. See, soft?
Mm-hmm.
Soft. I don't want to take away my purple. Get your glazing medium. Get your black and your glazing medium. And really, really work this shadow down into the eye. Boom! Pops it. Doesn't it? Tape right there. See that shadow pop?
Yeah.
It popped. I need a detail brush. I need a ton of brush. I'm going to do, I think this brush is going to be good. Oh, wait, no.
Oh.
I'm actually having a new favorite one lately.
New brush.
This one is my number 0.
Number 0.
Yes, it is a number 0 round, and I'm really loving it. And here's my eyelash lesson for you guys. So when you're doing eyelashes and you're curving them up, make sure that you're lightening the stroke so that it tapers. Like when you buy inexpensive eyelashes, I'm going to come here and make a couple that are facing the opposite direction. They're small and light. And then as we come here, they'll start to turn. And I can start actually pulling them out across the front of the eye where the shadow would be, interestingly enough. This is the curve of them. And then into the butterfly. Into the butterfly. Into the flutterby. I will be thickening them up here. I don't plant rows of corn. I do line them up, but they go different directions. So they're not like one, one.
Oh, right. They're not even.
See, they're kind of like different direction. Because your eyelashes...
They're a hot mess.
They are, man. Even if you comb them out. Even if you put them in the falsies. Actually, they work real hard to make sure your falsies do this.
That little medieval contraption that squeezes your eyelid.
Yeah, that just tripped you out so much.
It's like, man, what are you guys doing with that thing? It scares me.
Look at that. Just pulling those strokes out off the tip of that brush. Doesn't take a lot down here to really, really convey that feeling, does it?
Yeah.
Less is more. Try not to panic. Everything doesn't have to be perfect in your life. By the way, every painting doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
The painting's result is a byproduct of you on an art journey. Don't worry so much about it.
Yeah. Every painting, you get better, and the only thing standing between you and your next painting is the one you're working on.
Yep. Just move on. Keep going. Keep painting. Keep
painting.
Yes, story it up for sure. I'm adding a little bit of little black here, just trying to say, oh, this mascara smudged a little bit.
Chirp, chirp. Here comes the crickets.
I don't know why this supernatural being has this much mascara. It is a weird mystery to me.
Because she cries mascara. That way they're self.
I know that my white paint has skinned, so I'm going to put out fresh so I have a good flow. Just a smidge. I could do fluid paint too. I'm going to rinse this out so much. Are you trying to miss the crickets to silence them?
They're crickets.
I'm going to load on the tip of my brush a little bit of paint, and I'm going to come here, and I'm going to make a reflection in the tear duct. And then maybe another like little one right there and right there. And then you can come along here, be like, oh, right here there might be one. There's one there. Drop a little bit of this wet line along the eye. Put one right there if you want to. The thing you got to remember is eyeballs ideally are wet. If they're not, you got to go get these crazy eye drops from the doctor. I'm just saying because I've been through that. I'm going to put the coolest reflection. I'm going to do a focal point reflection right here. When you do this type of reflection and you're trying to talk more, subjectively like we have here, you definitely want to do that faded reflection around. It's important. We'll roll this out and come in and make some nice lines around your wings patterns. Not too much. The less you do, the better. Be sketchy about it. Ha 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 ha.
Ah.
And the last thing, we might want to give her some more defined eyes. I don't know why there's glitter on her. But those of you that have been watching the show for a while, like, ha, it's still there. From what, 2 Christmases ago?
Oh my, it's
Just so bad. Glitter beard lives on. So I've got all this. I'm going to come here. Actually, I'm going to dry this real fast because I'll smear it.
Oh. She's going to dry fast. She's trying to dry fast. I'll remind you guys. Oh, here we go. I'll come over here. I push this button, and I'll push this button, and then I'll push, like, I don't know, this button, and say, hey, don't forget to go to the Big Art Quest. Check out our website. Do all that stuff. You know, you can find it at Big Art Quest BAQ. Okay, there we go.
Layer of defining darker purple. See? It's dry. It doesn't matter. I'm just these fine little lines. Doesn't it make it feel more like brows?
You have to watch your hat there. You just disappeared. There you go. Just disappeared into the hat. Okay. You got it.
So I got those in. One, I'm going to dry brush out with my number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
As you do.
As you do. I'm going to do a dry brush. I've just got some white on here. I'm going to come here and just dry brush a little of this white very transparently over this part of the eye. Because look at it pop now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel it.
I like it.
I feel it. We did it. We butterflied it.
We did. You know, I'm going to give you get a little music up there. So thank you guys for coming and painting with us today. My gosh, I hope we're going to see a whole lot of butterfly eyes out there now. We should see lots of
There's
cool...
a mini quest in the description besides materials and all that. There's a mini quest
That's
for
true.
you guys to continue experimenting with the fantasy eye. Once you understand these eye structures, and we're not done with eyes, guys.
No.
We got colors. We got stuff crying. We've got all kinds of things. You guys are going to be like, I'm so tired of eyes. And then you're going to be like, I'm so tired of noses. But at the end of this, you're going to be doing portraits on the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's going to be like, can I have one, please? Please, 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 please. You're so good. I have to sign this.
Yes, you do. Why don't you jump in there and where are you going to sign it at?
Some weird little place, I'm sure. You know me. I love the time I get to spend with my community painting.
Well, let's see
and
where you're going to sign
sharing
that.
art.
Oh, you're just making it difficult for me to chase you. There you go. There it is.
Difficult.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love that I get to spend time with you. We're going to keep drilling down on this. We're going to have themes that are exciting to you, subject matters that are relevant to you, right? Guys, I haven't forgotten you. I've got everybody in a little list. There's a notebook.
Yes.
So
Yes.
apparently I'm going to hear about the David Bowie thing later. That'll be fine, right?
It will be. I have to say thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. It's a huge crowd. I love you guys. That's all I can
Tomorrow.
say. Yes.
So drippy lips.
Drippy lips.
Drippy lips. Come meet me. I'll tell you about this cool hashtag and all the Frank inspired art you can find. I want to see you guys at the Easel really soon.
Bye-bye.